All right, Adele, welcome to the BlockHash podcast. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a sunny morning here in Australia, and yeah, I'm honored to be here. So thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. What's it like in Australia? I haven't been there before.
Yeah, I mean it's great. Summertime's just really hot, so it's starting to heat up this side. I live in Queensland, so most of the time we just have wonderful weather. When you move further down, like to Sydney and Melbourne, you get a little bit more of a winter there and cold weather. But here in Queensland, yeah, we're in t-shirts and shorts most of the time.
Really cold in Australia? That sounds crazy.
Yeah, yeah, you actually get snow down in Melbourne and in the Sydney mountains as well.
What? You
So
get
that's
snow?
yes, bizarre. I know.
That is bizarre. That's cool though. Is there?
Yeah.
Do you feel like a crypto community or presence there in Australia? Do people seem interested in it?
Yeah, yeah, we do have quite a big active crypto community, not close to some of the other countries, but definitely a lot of people interested in it. And I think Brisbane Airport, actually here in Queensland, was one of the first airports to accept Bitcoin and for
Oh,
your
really?
purchases at the airport. Yes, yes, we were actually in the news. So yeah, we've got the innovative outlook. Our politicians are very crypto friendly. Obviously, they want to put in some regulations, and they have made adjustments. But I do get the feeling the Australian politicians and government really want to encourage innovation and attract entrepreneurs from all over the world in the space. So that's great. I think there's room for growth. We don't have enough big percentage of people using crypto in Australia yet, in my opinion. But I think we'll get there.
Yeah, I think most countries, most major countries and popular travel destinations, you can't not get into crypto at this point. It's so big, it's so popular, it's starting to finally go mainstream. I
Yes,
imagine most cities in the world are gonna have their feet in that bucket of water at least a little bit.
absolutely. I agree with you.
Anyways, Adele, tell me a little bit more about yourself and your backgrounds. Like, I know you probably weren't always in crypto, so how did you come to be, a bit more into the crypto industry, and was there like anything in particular that got you in?
Yeah, sure. So my background for many years, has been in marketing and PR. Before that, when I was really young, I was like in the entertainment industry. So I was a TV presenter, model, a dancer, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like as I got older, I was like, no, I need a more stable income. What do I like? Oh, I love people. And yeah, I just naturally got obviously involved in marketing because it's very creative. You work with people, you got to understand people and all that. So yeah, I come from a marketing background, PR, bit of sales, and that naturally evolved into I want to do my own thing. I always wanted to be, my own boss, my own rules,
Right.
and work directly with clients. And yeah, that naturally evolved into that where I took the big leap one day and said, "Yep, quit my job, full steam ahead, gonna try and do my own thing." And I started consulting with clients. Started small, obviously grew bigger, and got involved with companies like Hootsuite. I was an ambassador and big influencer for them when they first started. Um, I'm very involved in technology. I'm quite a geek. Been gaming since what I back in the day when I can remember. Um, so yeah, I've always been involved with technology and did some work like with companies like Huawei with their tech and they invited me to travel and look at what they're doing. I've been to events and speaking gigs, traveled to America quite a few times to be on the Adobe influencer team with their tech events, with SAP, Acoin, all those guys. And yeah, just always been involved with new technologies, how technologies impacting humanity. And I actually had a blog back in the day as well in 2018 when I started really getting into NFTs. I was one of the first really bigger blogs for NFTs and blockchain gaming. And yeah, so it just naturally progressed from there. And I really got into crypto, I would say, end of 2016, 2017. Always kind of knew about it, obviously, in technology. It always comes up in conversations. But yeah, I think I really, really got stuck into it heavily in 2017, um, where I was like, yep, I like some of the projects that came out. So supported them. And yeah, end of 2017, we started moving with the Crypto Kitties that came out, and that really, caught the attention of the world.
Hmm.
And yeah, I was early in that community and involved there, and that really, got me involved. And I was like, yeah, I can see this. This is going to be big. And obviously, I was interested in it because I'm a creative myself, and yeah, that's how I got started into all of it.
CryptoKitties is such an OG project. It's so old. I remember when that first came out. God, that feels like so long ago now.
I know. Yeah, that was 2017. And yeah, the other day I was just looking through my Discord, and yeah, it was just all the conversations having back with all the, guys back then, Geos from Axie, we
Hmm.
became good friends, Pranksy, Cloudwide, all these guys today that you see is quite big. I was looking through back at our conversations back there. I was talking to the OpenSea guys when they first also just
Hmm.
got started. And yeah, it was great to go through all the messages and, see what we all spoke about 2017, 2018 about, CryptoKitties and NFT and the speculation back then. And oh, it was so cool. It was really, good to look back on those memories.
Yeah, it's so much easier back then to talk to a lot of those guys because now they're pretty popular. I had Devin Finzer on the podcast. He's one of the co-founders of OpenSea. I've had Ben Nolan on. He's the creator of Crypto Voxels.
Yeah.
I've had Mr. Perkins on, founder of Super Rare. Way before these things like were super popular, NFTs were like just babies in the
Yes.
industry.
Yeah.
I kind of miss those times too. It's so saturated now.
Yeah, and OpenSea was actually a big inspiration for the guys was the CryptoKitties thing. Because I think, look, there was two or three other projects just before CryptoKitties. I think you had the Mooncats, and
Hmm.
then there was that other card one that recently they sold a whole card kit, quite a big price on auction. I think it was actually this week, wasn't it? I shared a tweet about it. Um, but I think CryptoKitties really it's just where it all started for everybody, really. And I think CryptoKitties is still going to have its time where it's going to be massively popular again, especially with your founder cats and your Gen Zero cats. That's the real OG times, and I think the breeding function. Like I was so heavily into the CryptoKitties breeding,
Hmm.
and oh my gosh, thank God I had my brother by my side who's got his PhD in engineering, because when you really started digging into the setup of how they did the breeding of the cats and how to get the different attributes and what cat you combine with which one to get this gene and all that, it was actually mind blowing. It was very
Yeah.
complex.
I was very impressed with that actually. It reminded me so much of Pokemon. I don't know how much gaming you've done or if you played Pokemon at all, but they used to have this breeding aspect in a lot of the Pokemon games where
Mm,
all these Pokemon, they have all these attributes that most people don't even know about, and you can breed them a certain way to get specific attributes to make your Pokemon stronger in certain ways. I used to get
yeah.
really addicted to doing that as well. That's kind of what CryptoKitties felt like for a while.
Yes, and then yeah, of course, CryptoKitties, the developers hard coded that into the smart contract. I was just blown away about what they were able to achieve there. It was really cool. I don't think a lot of people realize actually how complex that game is, um, but it's really cool. So it will always be one of my favorite projects, um, and I think that really set the bar for a few things. And then obviously this year in March 2021, when Beeple sold his art piece for that $69 million, I think that was also a big thing again, like CryptoKitties, I think it really put the spotlight again on NFT, on the art aspect, and got the attention of people. And it just took the education up, I think, another notch for people to see the potential and what this actually means, because a lot of people still struggle to really understand NFTs.
Totally agree. I think Beeple, when he sold that NFT through Christie's for $69 million, I think he, for the first time more than anybody, because of how popular he is, legitimized NFTs in the industry and legitimized NFTs as art,
Mm,
as collectibles. and is something that can have far-reaching utility going into the future, depending on what happens. So I think that was a
Yes.
huge, huge event.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Yeah, so that's two big things that stand out for me. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of other stuff that happened. You've got celebrities that came on board. You got the NBA Top Shots. You've got the crypto punks and all these. And yes,
Mhm.
they're all massive. They did so well and still doing well. But I don't know if I just quickly close my eyes and people say, "Hey, NFT world, what was the two things that come to mind first? It's crypto kitties and people."
Oh yeah. Let me ask you
Mm.
this. Do you think we're coming into maybe another round of this NFT boom, similar to what we had in the spring, where you have this huge craze and rush of money into it and speculation, people trying to go back to OG projects like CryptoPunks, maybe even this time going to CryptoKitties and trying to find those original CryptoKitty NFTs and having more people and celebrities and athletes pile on and create different collections and do drops and auctions. Do you think we're heading into like another wave of that? Because it kind of feels like it's starting to bubble up again.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think 2022 is going to be huge. You've got all the luxury brands now popping up. So this will briefly touch on the metaverse thing, but yeah, you've got all the luxury brands that started getting on board. Your Gucci's, Dolce Gabbana. There's so many of them where they've actually started selling their NFT art pieces, and which can be used in the metaverse, right? So, and you've got Sandbox that's launched now with like Snoop Dogg having his own mansion where you could, buy NFT VIP tickets, and that gives you access to Snoop Dogg's mansion in the metaverse. And you get different items. So, where I see things going next, yes, you're gonna get. Well, at the moment, you already have your top collectors. There's some massive wallets with millions of dollars moving with art pieces they are collecting. I know Pranksy, I think, bought up another few founder cats, or one of the other guys recently bought up again from the Kitty founder cats just recently now in September. And then all the other founder cats all went, they all went. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to have your really serious collectible investors and collectors, and they are all going to want to have some of the originals dating way back from 2017. So they're going to be scooping up some of those items for sure. Then you're going to have your player section, I think, the gamers, and then you're going to have your people that's really into high fashion, your Instagram type people,
Mhm.
the models and the people that love, their branded items, the Gucci's and Dolce Gabbanas. I see it in three different categories, and those different sections, I think from 22 onwards of the metaverse and all that, especially, we're going to see quite a big shift there and massive uptake in digital items. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I guess we're kind of already talking about where the future of NFTs are going, but do you think that there's like more possibility for them to have different utilities in the future? Looking at like fashion brands, for example, like I know Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Versace looking at using blockchain and NFTs to prove authenticity for a lot of their products and goods that they sell. And that's just one example, and there's probably countless other use cases that people can create for NFTs, including like ticketing and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and venues.
Yep.
Yeah, whether it's in the real world, even in the metaverse as well. Where do you think that's going from a utility standpoint?
Excuse me. So we're gonna have the play to earn model. It's
Mhm.
already integrated in some stuff. I mean, to give a simple example, if you look at your games like Fortnite, for example, they already sell hundreds of millions of dollars in items every month for cosmetic upgrades, right? People buy skins for their players. So whether that's weapons or outfits or color changes for their guns, things like that. So the whole concept is not new. We have it already in gaming. I think kind of in a way in gaming platforms, you already kind of have your metaverse set up, where multiplayers can join each other. I mean, like Minecraft, for example. That to me is also kind of like a metaverse feeling, right? Um, so I think that definitely the next thing utility is going to be. the metaverses. You've got the Sandbox, Decentraland, CryptoVoxels, and there's a few others coming as well. And the utility is going to be in the items themselves. So, you know, just like we are today, when you go out, oh, you want to put on your nice pair of shoes and your cool jacket, and that's your whole look, and that's what makes you happy. And you're going to just find a digital copy of yourself in this online world, and you're going to want to do the same thing. Put on that jacket, wear your pair of shoes, um, buy gifts. We're going to have our friends and family and partners all in this digital world. And I can totally see brands are going to have shops, their own little worlds, their own little adventures, and will actually sell stuff to our digital selves. You'll have a Starbucks, you can buy your coffee, hang out with your mate in Starbucks and have conversation as your digital self. So the utility and money making there for brands are going to be huge. And swapping items, and like I say, giving presents. I think some stuff will go up in value. Like, let's say you have an opportunity to buy Snoop Dogg's pair of shoes that he's been wearing in the metaverse for the past year. And he goes, hey, okay, I'm going to auction off my shoes. You as your digital self, just like, yourself today as a physical form, are going to want that because you like that. It's something you want to own. So I absolutely think it's going to absolutely skyrocket massively. The businesses that can get into this right now, early into the metaverse and understanding it, so that can be your, shops from anything, food. I mean, look at The Sims. There's another example. Sims
Hmm.
was huge. And that is kind of playing as your digital self, building your house, buying food. You have to go to the toilet. You have to hang out. You have, Sims to me is a perfect example. And that's where we're going. And then you're going to add in AR and VR as well. And it's literally taking some of the experiences we have already right now in gaming, and just taking it up a notch into a next really immersive experience. And it's going to complete digital copy of yourself living in the metaverse. And people are going to love it. I can tell you now, they're going to love it. It's going to become addictive.
Oh yeah, I can see it coming with metaverses. I'm very excited for it. And for the record, I used to play Sims as well, and I
Me
was the
too.
I had a bakery, I had a house, I had
Exactly.
virtual friends. No, I love Sims, and those are some of the best games. But that's really like where metaverses are going. And I don't know how much you've explored some of the blockchain ones, but do you have any favorites? Among like Somnium Space and Decentraland, CryptoVoxels, all the ones out there. Is there any of those that you like more than others, or that stand out to you?
At the moment, obviously, I like Decentraland because there's just so much more that you can do. So I like that kind of concept. But I'm really excited to see Sandbox and what they're going to do. I think there's a lot of their stuff launching like now-ish. I'm not sure. I need to check again. But yeah, I'm excited about Sandbox. And then you have Facebook that also said they're busy building metaverse. I'm pretty sure there's so many other projects that's busy building these that maybe I just haven't heard about yet. It's so hard to like stay up to date with everything going on because the space moves so fast. So I'm trying to kind of stay up to date what's happening with crypto and DeFi projects. And then on the other hand, I have all this NFT and gaming world. It's hard. It's hard to keep up.
It is very hard to keep up with anything in this space because it's changing every single day, and that's
I
part of my
know.
job too, is to stay up to date on what's going on. So I can tell you, it's not easy.
Yeah, exactly. What do you have any favorites? Like you've had quite a few interviews also with people in the space, and yeah, what stands out to you as one to keep an
Yeah,
eye out
I'm
on?
personally a little biased towards CryptoVoxels because I've had their founder on. I've been a part of their community for a long
Ah,
time,
okay.
and
Yeah.
I have a large vested interest into a lot of parcels there.
Oh.
But I love CryptoVoxels because it has that Minecraft feel, and it's funny how
Mm,
popular such a simple game like Minecraft can actually be, and how much money it makes, and
yes.
how much people go there just to interact, hang out with each other. And you have all these crazy games with the best graphics, and this voxel based game is, garnering more attention. in a lot of respects. And I think CryptoVoxels is going to get to that direction. It's a decentralized blockchain based Minecraft pretty much.
Mm.
And it works really well and it's really simple. And I know the community is really great. And I think there's gonna be a lot of attention that goes that direction just because people want something different. Of course,
Yes.
people are gonna love Decentraland for all the various reasons, all the things you can do, the venues, the concerts they've had there, the celebrities that
Yes.
come in. They're
Yep.
doing it right. Crypto Voxels is just another example. Then there's Sandbox, Omnium Space. There's going to be so many places to go. I think it's just like, different worlds, in this metaverse. It's all going to be connected and everyone's going to be able to go to all these places and cross chain, be able to interact with people. It's very exciting. We're just getting closer and closer every day to it.
Yeah. And how do you feel about the cross-chain incorporability? Because I know, like with Polygon items, you can use in like Decentraland and Voxel. Um, yeah, I feel that sometimes there might be a bit of a challenge. So I think the initial challenge will be for people. Okay, what platform are we going to make our items in? Are we going to want to be cross chain? Can we be cross chain? And then if you think even further down the line, if you look at brands like PlayStation and Xbox, um, uh, I have a feeling those guys are going to have to try and figure out a way to get it on board somehow because I don't know. If this metaverse thing goes as well as I think it's going to, people are gonna get addicted to it and they're gonna move on playing games and in this world and yeah, it's gonna steal some of the PlayStation, Xbox numbers in my opinion. But obviously that's a bit further down the track. It's not gonna be like
Right.
a next year thing. But yeah.
Yeah, people still need hardware though. I think that's going to be the biggest thing that keeps those
Mm,
guys in the game. Obviously, Facebook, they have AltSpace, they have Oculus. They're the first to really move and prove that this can, be
mm,
real. And I love the experience I've had through Facebook's Oculus Quest. It's an incredible piece of hardware. And they're really pioneering and making, this really possible, this whole VR type of environment and metaverse stuff. And then I've used their AltSpace places to hang out with people, and I've actually really enjoyed it. I just wish that you had the whole blockchain aspect where you could own your own stuff and you can have a profile of things and you not just play games, but like exist inside of a
mm,
metaverse, own a shop,
mm.
own a business, own a house, whatever you want to
Yes.
do. That's what they're
Yes.
missing. And I think that they're going to get beaten out by a lot of these blockchain projects. But I think their
Mm,
saving grace is going to be their hardware. So Facebook, it's with Oculus Quest and them constantly pushing that. Sony with PlayStation, Microsoft with Xbox,
yes.
they're going to have their own device. I guarantee it.
Mm.
And they're just going to focus on the hardware because the software part of it, it's so much better on blockchain. They're not going to be able to really compete with that. So I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see how that shapes up, but it's going to shape up.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, I think it's gonna be massive opportunity. Like one of the things I really love about NFTs and what's happened this year is how much it helped people to survive through the lockdowns. I mean, we've had so many lockdowns, businesses closing down, people that just can't go to work. And this year, it helped so many artists or even people that were not artists, but they just like, hey, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try and make something unique or tell my story or portray the struggles or
Hmm.
anything and they could make their art and some of them are doing really really well and they're like wow, I'm actually earning double than what my day job was paying me or that my business was doing and so that's one thing I'm so grateful for, that NFTs were able to bring people in this time of all these challenges. um and I think it's going to happen more and more and more. You see people every day tweeting, "Oh, I quit my day job today because of crypto and NFTs," and I think it's great. It gives people a sense of they can just do what they want. A bit of and I think a little bit more entrepreneurship is going to start booming, and I can see some of these people are really going to rock it out in the metaverse options. I just have a feeling it's so cool. I love it. It's really good.
Yeah, there's been so many niches within crypto outside of just tokens that have really exploded in 2021. On
Mm,
the tail end of this pandemic. And I think there's just, the perfect storm that was brewing for that. And I think these niches,
yes.
everything from NFTs to DeFi, to,
Oh yeah, DeFi was huge this
oh,
year as
massive.
well. And all the meme coins. Oh my god. Yeah.
Exactly. But that kind of stuff has made it so much more popular and has drawn so many more people into the industry because it's showing there's other things you can do. There's opportunities, there's jobs, there's startups, and it's creating this massive ecosystem around
Yeah.
crypto and around blockchain. That's the
Yep,
exciting
especially
part.
the DeFi. Yeah, with staking and yield farming. There's even some projects where you do farming with your NFTs and you earn passive income. It's a lot less harder to get it set up, and people can sort of learn. Hey, I can earn passive income. I just need to put this amount of this amount, farm it, and just let the thing run. A lot of
Hmm.
people have no idea what it's like to earn passive income, right? Because you just work 9 to 5, pay the bills, go on about life. And yeah, I think crypto, and especially with DeFi that started really getting off the ground last year, um, it's just helping so many people with passive income. For example, not
Hmm.
everybody has the guts or the know-how to be able to do day trading. I
Hmm.
mean, it is risky, and that takes a lot of time to really understand as well. You got to know what you're doing, because you will lose money if you don't do day trading properly. Where I think it's safer options where you can do farming and um, get like pancake swap where you put money into pools and things like that. It's just easier for people. And then obviously your play to earn, that's already available
Hmm.
in some of these games with NFTs, or then even just NFT trading. There's a lot of people that's just figured out a niche with that and making money that way. It's just awesome. I think it's really, really cool that we can have so many people expanding on their lives, doing their own thing, earning You said you also earn an income from cryptocurrency, and that's great. You know.
Yeah, I think everyone can. There's different ways to do it.
Mm,
Yield farming's a huge one. You get some
yep.
crazy APYs and interest rates, way better than just keeping it in the bank.
Yes.
Literally, I tell people if you get a 10% APY and you have $1 million or even
Mm,
$100,000, why keep it in the bank? Just put it in that crypto, which will probably appreciate over time,
yeah.
and then you'll get that 10% APY on the year.
Yeah.
You're going to make pretty good money in passive
Yeah.
income. And then
Yeah.
there's better mining solutions starting to come out that are more cost
Yes.
effective. Filecoin, for example, being able to contribute storage capacity on your computer or hard drive and get paid in Filecoin, and different ways for people to get involved in the space and make a little extra cash.
Mm,
And when it comes to day trading and swing trading, I'll just kind of touch on it real quick. It's
yeah.
very, very difficult, and I don't
Yep.
recommend it to anyone unless you're very confident you have that skill set.
Yep.
But there's plenty of ways to make money in this space, and it's cropping up every day. I'm sure you see it too.
Yes. Yes, I do. Interesting times. I'm so excited for 2022. I really, really am. I think we're going to see some mind blowing things happening. Um, Things on the Beeple level, I mean, that was just
Hmm.
mind blowing. An NFT selling for 69 million. I think that's going to look weak by the end of 2022. Yeah, I think we got a big year ahead of us.
Yeah, let me ask you one more question before we kind of wrap up.
Yep.
In terms of the state of the market, it kind of feels like, I guess we'll put it this way: the beginning of September, everyone was screaming bull market again. End of
Mm-hmm.
September, everyone was screaming, oh, look out for the bear market.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go into the beginning of October, and it looks like the bull market's back again. Where do you think the market's at? Are we still, in your opinion, in a bit of a bull cycle? Do you think things are going uphill to finish the year? Or do you think that it's a bit of a, you know, just
Gamble.
some volatility and maybe it's going to calm down going into next year? Or what's your opinion? What do you think the market's at, and where do you think we're heading into 2022?
Yep. Okay, good question. Because I'm actually busy with a survey for that, for a publication that's I'm doing a survey for. Um, I have very mixed feelings at the moment. I will be honest with you. I'm very nervous.
Hmm.
In such a way that I've actually moved quite a bit of my like crypto assets and stuff into stable coins and some of it even like just out into some cash reserves. I'm very, very nervous at the moment. Yes, I feel the market is still bullish. People are optimistic, but we have so many factors at play. We've got massive tensions with China at the moment. The China-Taiwan thing there's a lot of tension. And I mean the China real estate that Evergrades, however you say that,
Hmm.
with them going down, that's really bad. So yeah, China is one thing I'm keeping an eye on. And then we have some of the tensions in the US. I think there's some poor decisions that get made around policies or things happening, and people are nervous. People are really, really nervous and not sure what the future holds. So keeping an eye there on things, and whether they're going to print more money or they're not. At least the Fed announced that they're not going to ban any cryptos or things like that, and that's when we saw that big spike again. Now, I think it was this week or last week.
Hmm.
So I think, look, I don't think end of October is going to look very good, but I mean that's pure speculation. It's just my own personal feeling. I might be completely wrong.
Sure.
Um, yeah, I think people should look at the next 3 months with a good balance of optimism and skepticism, and you need to stay up to date with world news. You need to see what's happening, because there's a lot of tensions and things that impact the market. 2022 I feel can go really, really well. I'm very optimistic for it, depending on how the last 3 months are going to play out. Now I think the next 3 months are going to be very telling for all of us as to where we're headed, moving forward. um with
Hmm.
economies, inflation is out of hand. We've got massive supply chain issues around the world. All these little things trickle down to impact confidence, how people feel, where money is moving. So yeah, that's what I would do, is just optimistic and pessimistic. A healthy, good balance between the two is my opinion.
Yeah, it is so, so hard to try and get an accurate read on what's going on in the market right now, to be honest. And
Mm,
even my opinion, people, when they ever ask me, I'd say that I'm, at least for October, I'm very cautiously bullish
yep,
because there's
yep,
so many things that could turn this market around. And there's so many
yep.
things that could send it up too. We're at like 51,000 for Bitcoin today. We're really close to that 52, 53,000
Yeah, true.
threshold that we have to get through, but at the same time, we might bounce down. And I know people that swear on the indicators, and I know people that swear on the news and the macro, and it's really difficult to get a good read. What I
It
do
is.
know is that
Yeah.
the SEC has already come out and said they're not going to ban crypto or do something
Mm,
negative in the short term,
mm,
and that they might even approve an ETF for Bitcoin. The Federal
mm,
Reserve has come out and said, and Jerome Powell said very clearly, they're not going to ban crypto.
mm.
Brazil is going to vote on whether or not to make Bitcoin legal tender, and they're like one of the biggest
Yep,
economies in the world.
yep.
There are some things that if things play out in the right way in October, it
It
feels
can go really
very,
well.
yeah,
Yes.
it's eerily similar to 2017, where we had a pop in the spring and then things
Yeah.
started going up again right before the holidays.
Yes, yes, I remember that.
It feels very, very similar to that.
Mm,
But it also scares me because I know that once it happens, the bull cycle ends and then, we fizzle out and correct. And so
yep.
it makes you very nervous trying to play this out correctly.
It is. No, I agree, and that's why I'd say, people need to go with their gut. Do what feels right for you. That's what I always say. There's so many different opinions out there. I would also say don't believe all the influencers on Twitter and what they're tweeting. They're also just going on to speculation. And I mean, one thing that's uh, I think makes it tough is just crypto is so emotionally driven. It's very emotionally
Oh, yeah.
driven. And the wrong tweet from someone can send a 5,000 drop, $5,000 drop in Bitcoin. Boom, within a half an hour. That kind of thing.
Hmm.
That no one sees coming, no one knows it's going to happen, but because the community and the users are so emotionally and speculative, and buy the news, sell the or what buy the rumor, sell the news, and all that kind of mentality. Um, Makes it a very volatile industry, and you just got to go with your gut, do some research, and make up your own mind. Don't get manipulated into decisions of other people, what they tell you to do.
I totally agree. I totally agree. You got to follow your gut and your own opinion on it, because there's too many opinions both ways, and you'll just go
Yes,
crazy. You'll go crazy trying to figure out the right answer. So just go with your gut.
exactly. Yep, exactly.
How can people keep up with you and follow you on social media? Where should they go? Do you have a blog? Do you have a website?
I actually just last night put up, starting up my newsletter again. I'm getting back into blogging. I was decided finally, no, I need to get back, and I got so many thoughts and opinions and help that I can share. So yeah, I just started. So on my Twitter profile, you can go to my Twitter profile, Adel De Meyer, AdelDeMeyer, and yeah, my newsletters there. You can subscribe. That will just be a place where I'll share some thoughts and ideas and like some of the stuff we discussed today, do some giveaways. I'm working with quite a few really interesting NFT projects and art projects. So we'll be doing giveaways, things like that. I'm mostly active on Twitter. That's where I hang out. That's where I learn. That's where I engage. That's where I do everything. So yeah, just hit me up there. Stay in touch. If I launch anything else, it will be on there. I might consider in early next year to start a live streaming show or something again. I know people enjoy that,
Yeah, you
and
should.
they love listening to my accent.
You have a great accent. Wait, where is that, like, native to Australia? Your accent, or are you from
No.
somewhere else?
Yeah, no, I'm born in South Africa. So I
Oh, okay.
actually, my first language is Afrikaans, which is ancient Dutch. Um, yeah, so it's very similar to Dutch. So
So you
um,
speak ancient Dutch,
yeah, that's
or have an
that.
ancient Dutch accent?
Yeah, with a little bit of a mix of Australian. Yeah, I
That's
had
pretty
to.
cool. I haven't heard that before, so I'm not familiar with it, but it sounds awesome.
Ja. Wel, as ek dit praat, kan jy hoor dit klink baie Dutch, Holland, Germany. Ja. So, yeah, cool. Okay,
Cool.
that was fun. But yeah, I look forward to hang out and meet some of your followers and listeners. And yeah, say hello, guys. And thanks so much for having me on the show. This was a really cool chat. Love it. And yeah, good luck with everything that you're doing as well. And yeah, let's hope all of us can make a lot of money before Christmas.
Yeah, I need to buy a lot of gifts, so hopefully crypto pops. But yeah, it was a pleasure having you on. Thank you. A great conversation. Stay on for just a second so I can talk to you. Otherwise, would
Cool.
love to talk to you again in the future when you have time.
Awesome. Thanks so much.